where these trade deals are going, especially with Canada right now. The market thinks it has this figured out. We bring our Jeremy Diamond from Washington into the Money Pit today. Jeremy, you wrote a very interesting article on CNN.com talking about the fact that while the Mexico deal is there and it's important, that it is not a trade revolution and that these negotiations were all about trying to get Canada to move on some very contentious trade issues.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it seems at this point like the United States is trying to pressure Canada into quickly signing on to some of the new changes that the United States and Mexico have made to the NAFTA free trade agreement. But what's important to keep in mind here is that there is no U.S.-Mexico free trade agreement. There is no bilateral free trade deal that is signed or set to be signed at this point. Instead, the United States and Mexico were always set to address their own issues on their own to try and move forward with the process with Canada. And once those issues were resolved, they were set to bring Canada into the fold. And that's exactly what is happening now with the Canadian Foreign Secretary set to arrive in the United States today to continue those discussions. And I think that you had reporting today, Paula, that said that they seem fairly optimistic about the progress that they could be making over the next several days to be able to try and wrap up these NAFTA discussions by the end of the week. But that's a big question mark still. Nonetheless, it was really characteristic of how the president handled this yesterday, kind of a made-for-TV moment for the former reality TV star in the Oval Office, bringing in the Mexican president via speakerphone, celebrating this agreement, which is substantive and is important, as something much more than it actually is. Paula?
Yeah, and the issue of how it will also now characterize negotiations. Listen, Jeremy, they're saying that they have a chance of getting it done by Thursday or Friday. You will be watching that, as will I. Our Jeremy Diamond, again, as always, thank you. And thanks.